This is take 5 because the first few times I just didn't like the composition of the shot. Still not thrilled with it, but you know, work with the space we have. And then the last time, battery went dead. What bothers me is, this, you know, this being an old camera, I did buy some new batteries for it because it was a lot cheaper than a new camera. And whenever I try to use it outside in the cold, like the weather we're having now, the batteries would die like that. But they're very old, and I've had this camera since I lived in Florida. I haven't lived in Florida in 5 years. So I got the new batteries, and they still only ever show like half full. The brand new ones might show better. Like, so when I put the batteries in here, no matter how much they're charged, they only show like half full. So when they hit a quarter full, I know they're getting ready to die, but I don't actually know if it's in there. And this one, I just shot the last video on the same battery, and I normally reformat the card, new battery every time. But it showed, when I turned the camera on, it showed half full. I'm like, oh, well, that's like practically full. So I'll go ahead and start it. And I started it, and sure enough, battery died. But so here we are, take 4. And, you know, I'm in my director's chair in my studio. You can't see my spaceships right here next to my head, so my Italian hands, I might knock it over. But today I want to talk to you about goals and moving targets, okay? And one of the things you got to keep in mind is, so for Amazon Video Direct, I had a goal for the end of this year to have 20 titles up there before the end of the year. And we are right now, if we count the Japanese version of First Encounter, because they may be separated into 2 separate versions, 3 actually. If I want to do one in Germany, it's got to be in German. Then I will hit the 20 titles today or tomorrow as soon as The Simplest Thing Season 2 finishes publishing. I'm assuming it's going to publish well. It might take a few more days, and I'm figuring I'm going to be able to get it done in 2 weeks. The artwork's up, but occasionally when you're doing 6 episodes, you'll get I will anyway, get the wrong captions with the wrong episode, or something will crop up. I mean, it's 6 separate short videos. They don't even add up to a feature length, but they're short, separate videos, so they can find 6 separate things wrong. But once those publish, I'll have my 20 titles. And that's counting the Season 1 and Season 2 as 2 separate titles, and counting the Japanese version as a separate title. But not counting that, I'm planning on shooting another video today for Christmas, which is a short. And see, that's a goal I set for myself 5 a.m. this morning. If you go read my blog, you'll see I woke up this morning with this idea to shoot this video. I want to have it done by tonight. It won't be up until next week on Amazon Video Direct if I get it done by tonight because of the way their timing works, and that'll be another video. But because, you know, it's a holiday movie, I want it up before the holiday. So it'll be on YouTube, and then we didn't shoot a video yesterday, and so today I'm doing 2. So that's the goal I set for myself. But the goal I set for Video Direct was the 20 titles, and the reason I set 20 titles was because to start your own channel, at the time I made the goal earlier this year or the very end of last year, at the time I made the goal, my understanding was you needed at least 20 separate videos to start your own channel. And, you know, so with a subscription. And I want a subscription plan running because that's the next way to make money after, you know, rentals and Prime and everything else. This is the next way to make some money. But they changed the goal. Now it's got to be a specific mix. It's got to be specific types of videos. You have to have a certain amount coming out at a time. There's a lot more to it than just the 20 titles now. And so I'm hitting my goal in the next 2 weeks. I'm almost sure I'm going to hit that goal at the end of the year that I set. But with a lot of these things, it's a moving target. So you might hit the target you set for yourself, but the reason you set that target might have changed. Don't let yourself get discouraged. Shoot for your targets, right? The other thing is set big goals for yourself. Be happy with the little victories. Be very happy with the big victories. And learn from the failures, but don't live by it, right? Things are going to go wrong. Things are going to come up. Things are going to slow you down. If I let everything that set me back, I wouldn't have the number of titles I have, and I wouldn't have this going on. I wouldn't have you few people watching me right now. You know, setbacks happen in any job, but they're going to happen a lot when you're trying to do things yourself. When you're trying to do things yourself on a small budget, they're going to happen even more. Try to prevent them, but don't let them define you. Okay? So there goes my phone. Isn't that great? So the reason we're trying to do the Christmas movie today, I woke up, and the reason we're talking about goals, one of my friends set a bunch of goals for herself for next year. And some of them are pretty lofty goals. Some of them are very doable goals. And that's an important thing. Have some doable goals in your life because, you know, you want to have those small victories to celebrate, right? But one of them was, you know, one of her other things then was, you know, send me some Christmas greetings and blah, blah, blah. And, I'm like, yeah, the Christmas videos I have really, they're old. They've been around a lot. I haven't done a new one in a while. And so I got this idea to update one of the older ones, and then that update wasn't going to work for the stuff I had. And I did the same thing we do with X24 now. I said, okay, so what do I have? My wife's putting the tree up. I've got a Santa suit. I've got an ornate hammer, which is kind of like a Thor's type of hammer. I've got a hockey mask. Got a knife. You guys might start to put together what's going to happen here. And we will have a suspenseful, maybe a little bit horrific, very definitely comedic by the end of it movie, hopefully online for you by tomorrow morning. The other goal I'd set for myself last week of getting these videos shot every day, and I've already stumbled on that a couple of times. I have shot video almost every day. I think yesterday's the first day in those couple of weeks I didn't shoot any video, so today I'm doubling down. But apparently the quality of the video hasn't been what people were expecting, or just not talking about Amazon Video Direct enough, because the viewership's gone down. We lost 2 subscribers. I know this because they tell us every time we gain new subscribers on YouTube. It's not that I'm like, ooh, how many subscribers do I have today? But we've lost some subscribers. We're actually getting more views overall, but less view minutes, which kind of makes sense because these videos, since they're just me rambling and there's less actual discussion of how to do things, have been shorter. Like the ones where we were doing the pumpkin builds were 2-parters at 20 minutes apiece. These, if I talk for 11 minutes, I lose my breath, right? And I don't always have something to tell you, and it's not always interesting. And so, some of these have only been like 3 or 4 minutes long. So what I'm trying to say, I always lose myself in these, right? And we're on take 5, so this is going to be the last take we do. What I'm trying to say is, set your goals. Don't let someone else's changing where the target is let you feel down when you reach a goal and it doesn't necessarily get you what you were shooting for when you set that goal. Will we have our own subscriber-based channel on Amazon? Maybe. That is no longer my main goal. My main goal now is to get at least 2 new web series shot next year and at least 2 new features shot next year. Of course, if I count Jack vs. Lanterns as a feature that I started last year, getting it online next year is a big goal, right? And then a second feature with that. I kind of would like to squeeze a third one in there. I think the third one's actually going to be a collection of shorts. I've got a lot of different ideas swimming around for web series, so getting 2 of them written shouldn't be a problem, but narrowing it down to which 2. Like one of them I'm pretty sure is going to be The Simplest Thing Season 3. And the other one I think might be Johnny Pitchman. If you look on our Amazon Video Direct now, we have it up there as free with ads, so you don't have to have Amazon Prime to watch it. That Johnny Pitchman short did go live in just 2 or 3 days, which is pretty cool. And I want to kind of incorporate that character into a series. I do have a series of shorts already, but the thing is there's nothing cohesive about them. With The Simplest Things, it seems random. Like there's not a lot, it's just he randomly doesn't understand this thing. He randomly doesn't understand that thing. But when you get to the end of the season, of season 1, you realize he's been trying to get into this house to find a way to get himself home. Like the whole thing has been about him being stuck. And season 2 is all about how his way to get home actually gets the Earth destroyed, and he has to travel through time to try and save it, because that's the only way to keep the character alive, because the planet he's on is destroyed. And now season 3 is going to be about the repercussions of his solutions that he came up with in season 2. So that's, again, that's all written up here. So for Johnny Pitchman, what I'm thinking is, okay, this guy's always got new products. What if Johnny finally comes up with the product, the big product, and he wants to try and, so it's going to be all of these other things, but him trying to get the big score. And so that's going to be we're going to still see Johnny's little commercials, but now we're going to see behind the scenes of how he makes them on his day-to-day of where he gets his clients and trying to get that one big client so that he can become, like these other guys he's seen on TV that he's trying to be. So that's 2 web series. And then the third one that I have in mind, that's one of the third one I have in mind that's a lot less likely to get made. And the reason I'm doing the other 2 is I'm the main character. I play the main character in both of them. And with Pratt, I've played almost every role. I mean, I did the puppets and I did So the reasoning for that is I always know I'm going to show up. I know I have accessibility to me. I do have an idea for a superhero serial but it involves one of the actresses from Jack vs. Lanterns, and she doesn't live in the same state as I do. And so shooting that is going to be a lot more difficult, and I want to have that as 12 episodes. These other two are 6-episode seasons. So that's a bit more tricky. And then the last one is the Lumber vs. Jack, Jacks vs. Lanterns, Gen Better Universe spin-off series, which we probably won't start shooting until the middle or end of 2018. So it won't actually hit until 2019. So we want to get the movie out and then bring the web series in on the tail of it. So those are my goals. How many of those will I hit? I don't know, but I'll have this video to refer to, so will you. And we want to reach those goals in the best way possible, so we don't want to scale down too much on the stories we have planned to reach the goal of getting the videos done. Which is why also now you may be seeing less of these. I may go back to every other day, twice a week, something like that. So I don't find myself fighting to have enough ideas to shoot something every day. All right, so that's it. We're going to put this in the editor and check back on the channel later to see if we managed to get that short film up today. Otherwise, hopefully we'll definitely have it up tomorrow. The problem is if I shoot something that's only 2 minutes long and it only takes me a couple hours to edit it, and this is going to take a long time to edit because I'm playing both roles in that too. It's not that I think I'm a good actor, guys. It's just I'm the guy who's here today. And it's going to take a while to edit, but the bigger problem is when you put too many special effects in something, which I won't be doing with this, but when it's layered a lot, it takes a long time to render and then a long time to export and then even longer to get it onto YouTube. And so one of the things I've been trying to do lately is, it affects the video quality a little bit, right? But you shoot, edit, render, export, and post all in the same frame rate. So, like I need to down this to 25 frames per second because it's closer to 24, or down it to 24, or up my YouTube load to 30. The thing is, it'll export much more quickly if it's native, and it'll look better if it's native. So that's what we want to try, is a different compression. So maybe we'll talk more about compressions in the next video I do, and we're definitely going to talk about Amazon Video Direct scheduling a little bit more, because they've gotten a little more specific about how long it's going to take your videos to get out there. They give you a time frame now, but the time frame is based on nothing being wrong, them not finding anything wrong with it, and as we've discussed in other ones, they can tell you, oh, you used language in this, or there's too much violence in this, or whatever, and that you put your movie as TV 7 and it should be 13, or you put it as 13 and it should be adult. I don't think I've made anything that 13 plus shouldn't cover, but it all partly depends on who you get. I didn't realize, I'm going to mention it now, I didn't realize until today that the US version and the English version of something, even though they're so close together, that they get published at different times. And like I've noticed it where it got published in England like an hour before the US, but today it was a good 6-hour difference, 5-hour difference from when I got up until just before I started making this video. So it's a good 5-hour difference between when it published in one country and the other, and I'm starting to think that they actually get looked at in each country. Never knew. Didn't even think of it. So we'll see you guys soon, hopefully later tonight. Bye-bye.